O'Connor's dream football season turned out to be only the start of something very special for two young men and their families.
Our Cameron Cox has the heartwarming story of an O'Connor football player and his biggest fan.
Guys, O'Connor sophomore Trace Reynolds and junior Jake Seaman are your typical best friend duo. But looking at them now, it's hard to believe less than 6 months ago, these two were complete strangers.
It's so unique. I swear they were separated at birth or something.
They came together as a team in friendship, where Trace is a big fan of O'Connor High School football.
Jake is his big buddy. It makes him feel better, and I think Trace does the same for him.
Sharing the same passion for football made it easy for Trace Reynolds and Jake Seaman to become friends. But what really makes this friendship unique is they both understand one another.
I have a disability, such as dyslexia, and I go through tough times every day, but I see what he goes through every day, and then I look at what I go through every day and I compare him, and I'm just like, well, I mean, he's got it a lot worse than I do.
Trace battles a rare genetic disorder called Cohen syndrome, which affects many parts of his body. And just to give you an idea on how rare it is, there's less than 1,000 known cases worldwide.
It's a double recessive genetic mutation, which is very rare. That means me and Dad both had to have the recessive gene. For us to find each other and have this wonderful little gift of Trace is a 1 in 15 million shot, according to the geneticists, yeah. So Trace is truly 1 in a million. We have to watch for different things that can be complications. The good thing is there's no indicated shortness of life.
I can put on shoulder pads and a helmet and cleats every day and go out there and play the game of football, and he loves football. So I try to get him this experience of being part of a team.
And Jake wasn't kidding. Back in October, Trace's love for football made it all the way back to the O'Connor locker room.
He sees just enough to know what's going on.
That's when Jake decided to make Trace part of the team. And it all started at the homecoming pep rally.
That was really hard. It started in the hallway when the team started coming together to enter the gym. And the coach was saying, okay, this is a player who's going to walk him out, and great. And I started explaining, no, Trace has these vision issues and we've got to be careful. And they were like, we got this. And they truly just took him from me, and the whole team surrounded him. It was really hard to let him go, but it was so easy to let him go with them. You could just tell he was taken care of.
He's not just the mama's boy. He's a part of the team.
He's part of a high school football team, and he's a big part of the campus here.
Yeah, that's Trace. He's a teammate, and what we do, he does. So I mean, it's a brotherhood. Once you join it, you're a part of it.
A brotherhood that only got stronger. Then at the end of the season, Jake gave Trace something very few high school football players ever accomplish: his state semifinals medal.
Why did you feel the need to give that medal to him?
Because I feel like that, I mean, it's a great accomplishment, and that, I mean, it's probably just going to sit on a wall somewhere. But him, I mean, he didn't get a medal, so I mean, he would enjoy it, he would wear it.
It made me cry. That was very emotional. It was really neat. He came to me and said, Dad, you know, I've had it long enough. I've had it for 24 hours. It's just a medal. I don't need medals, I don't need plaques, and I don't need pats on the back. It was really neat. He said, this is Trace's, you know, I play for him.
Ever since we knew Trace was sick and young, we had no idea what his future would hold. And so we kept our dreams very limited. Because if you set your dreams very limited, then you're not heartbroken and disappointed. But now, Trace has kind of proven me very wrong. I need to start thinking the big picture.
It's like an angel. He came into our lives and he put life back in perspective.
It's amazing in that we've gained a son and they've gained a son. It's so crazy.
So that's his little brother, and he's very protective of him. Jake asked me just the other day, he goes, Dad, when I go off to college, about Trace, I said, you have phones? He says, you're right.
For Jake to say, what about when I go to college in relation to Trace? That tells me he's thinking about him. For real, you know. It better be close, and it better be somewhere we have frequent flyer miles, because he's going to want to go see Jake play.
What has Trace taught you?
To be that there's tougher things in life that you can go through, and you can beat it. He's one of the strongest kids I've ever met in my life. He's like my brother now.
I used to worry that when Dad and I were gone, people wouldn't be there for Trace. You know, with Jake and his family, I'm not so worried anymore.
Absolutely great young men and great families. Both Jake and Trace will have one more year together in high school before Jake leaves for college. But regardless where these two end up, their friendship made this season will never go away. And quoting Jake one more time, that's my brother for life.